Hey, what's up guys? Trucking for America here, and it's going to be a quick down and dirty video of how to train to get your CDL. Two caveats, no intros, will just be a quick video, get right into it. Two caveats here. One, I'm not sponsored by this website or anything. Before I got my Class A, I was going to drive the city transit bus, and so for them, they were helping me prep to get the Class B to drive city buses, and they sent me this website. This is the absolute best website out there, I think, to train to get ready to get your permit, and then also any endorsements that you want. The other caveat to this is going to be that it's mainly for getting your permit, so taking all the written tests to get your permit, and then any endorsements once you have your CDL Class A or while you're prepping to get it. So there are videos that I will show you quickly that they have on the website to go over your pre-trip, your in-cab brake test, the engine bay, all those things that a lot of times people ask for study help. But I wouldn't recommend those. When you get to a school, when you're in a schoolhouse or you're at a company, they are going to show you, your trainer should be able to show you ways to memorize the pre-trip and ways to study, whether it be flashcards, working with a group, going out on extra time, things like that, okay? So I'll show you this website, and I hope it helps you. Thanks. Alright guys, here we are. So this is what we want. The website to go to: www.christcdl.com, and I'll have this in the description. So this is the free 2023 DMV CDL practice test for all endorsements. Becoming an over-the-road truck driver requires getting a commercial driver's license, but first you'll need to get a commercial learner permit, CLP. To do that, you need to pass various written tests at your driver's licensing office. Your CDL practice test question pool is based on the 2023 CDL driver's manual available from your state. So they are state specific. So to get your permit, you're going to need general knowledge. You're going to take these tests at the DMV on the computer. General knowledge, air brakes, combination. You don't need your employer approval. You don't need them there with you. You can literally go to the DMV at any time and take these tests. You can take them one at a time. You can take two. You can take all three. If you fail, you can retake them. Once you fail so many times, you do have to wait certain time periods. Like after 3 times, you gotta wait to 30 days. 6 times, it's like 60 days, and so on. Once you have your license, once you have your permit, actually, you can start to take the endorsements. You got tanker, you got hazmat, and doubles and triples. So those are the 3 tests. Doubles and triples are 1 test together. And then again, this is absolutely free, state specific, and based on the 2023 CDL state manuals. They have each state manual in here once you select your state. They give feedback if you get the question wrong. It'll tell you the right question and why. So that's super helpful. It's not just like a memory game, right? You can learn why the answer is what it is. That was super helpful for me anyways. So you select your state. I live in Minnesota, so we'll click Minnesota. And because it's free, guys, there's going to be ads all over. Once you get into the test, there's going to be ads all over the place. But, you know, they got them all muted. You don't have to click on them. I got an older computer. It doesn't slow your computer down or anything. So you can just ignore the ads. So they'll have the whole CD manual here. You can download the PDF. It's like 200 pages for whatever state you're in. And I did just look in this. They have everything in there. Pre-trip, like what your state examiner is going to look for on the pre-trip. You can find that in your state CDL manual. So for people that want kind of a heads up, they have pages of exactly what the examiner is going to look for. And then you scroll down a little bit, you got your general knowledge, air brakes, combination vehicles. They got a whole bunch of different practice tests, so you can go through each one. And what I did is I don't have to go through all 8, but if you can get a couple of these, 2 or 3, 5 of these, get them down where you're passing over 80% every time, you're good to go to the DMV. Many of the questions are going to be exactly the same as you see them here when you go take the test. Once you have your permit, again, you can start to take any endorsements that you want added. Tanker, doubles, triples, hazmat. I will say February of 2022, they added a new federal regulation. To get your hazmat endorsement, you have to take an online course. So you can do that online. If you're getting your hazmat for a specific employer, usually they'll provide the training. I took the training when I was with Schneider. They offered it to me for free. And then basically what they do once you're finished with the training and complete it, they send your info into the DMV, and then the DMV has that. So I'm at ABF, and I went through their hazardous material course again, and they sent it in, and it takes literally like a day. Today's Thursday, and they sent mine in on Tuesday, and we went in. I just took my hazmat test today. But so I'll just show you one of these tests, what they look like. So we'll click on the air brake test. It'll tell you how many questions are on the test at the exam station, how many you need to pass. 20 out of 25 is 80%. And what excuse me, and what age to apply. And before we go over to the questions, each practice test will have a list, if you scroll down, of all the questions that are going to be on that test, on that particular test. And then this little traffic light symbol, once you come down here, it tells you where you're at. So we're on air brakes practice test 1. So once you finish, you can come back, air brakes practice test 2, and so on. So oil and water usually collect in compressed air tanks. If you do not have an automatic tank drain, when should you drain the air tanks? So it's after every working day, but we'll select a false answer here, and then, like I said, so it tells you you're wrong, what the correct answer is after every working day, and then it'll tell you why. If your vehicle does not have automatic air tank drains, drain your air tanks at the end of each working day to remove moisture and oil. Otherwise, the brakes could fail. So that moisture is going to get water in your air tanks, and especially in the winter, that could freeze. And you don't want that happening. So you go to the next question, and it just keeps track of all your answers. What is the S-cam used for? To release the brakes. Test slack adjusters to apply the brakes. Some of these I don't even remember, guys. To release the brakes? Wrong. To apply the brakes. When you push the brake pedal, air is let into each brake chamber. Air pressure pushes the rod out, moving the slack adjuster, thus twisting the brake camshaft. This turns the S-cam, forcing the brake shoes away from one another and presses them against the inside of the brake drum. Which of the following makes the total stopping distance for air brakes longer than that for hydraulic brakes? So it's brake lag. The air takes a little while. It takes like a second to get through the air lines, rather than hydraulic is kind of instant. Once you push on the brake pedal, the liquid's going through the hydraulic. So even if you get it correct, it'll give you the explanation too. With air brakes, there is an added delay or brake lag. This is the time required for the brakes to work after the brake pedal is pushed. With hydraulic brake, the brakes work instantly. With air brakes, it takes a little time, 1/2 second or more, for the air to flow through the lines to the brakes. Yeah, so that's that, guys. They do have, as I mentioned before this video, they do have pre-trip videos in here. I've looked at them. I'm not a fan. They're kind of older quality. They're blurry. But if you are struggling and you need them, they're here. Again, I would kind of more practice that with your instructors or whoever's at your schoolhouse or your company even. If you're struggling with that, they should usually have books or flashcards or something that you can go through to kind of memorize the pre-trip. Again, if you download the manual, they have sheets of exactly everything that they're looking for. When you open the engine compartment, what does the examiner sheet look like that he wants you to name for him? It'll have it all on there. I think they do have some pre-trip. They have some pre-trip inspection practice tests here too. So these aren't actual tests that you take at the DMV, but if you are struggling with pre-trip, it might help you to take a look at these. Because some of this stuff might help you just to kind of better understand the pre-trip process, I suppose. When doing the pre-trip, you should tell the examiner each item you are checking and 2 to 3 things you check each item for. Yeah. So like securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken. If it's a hose or something, there's no abrasions, bumps, cuts, or leaks, right? So there's these keywords that your instructors are probably giving to you. Try not to overdo the item or what you are checking it for. You only get 30 minutes to check everything on the vehicle. Should you do an overview of your vehicle as you approach it, including looking for leaks, leaning, or excessive damage? So yeah, so this is like the very first step of your pre-trip, right? So that's so some of this stuff in the pre-trip practice test that they have, maybe it can help you kind of understand the process better, right? So again, there is no written pre-trip inspection practice test when you go to the DMV. But when you go take your test for your license, for the maneuvers and the road test, you will do the pre-trip. So maybe these practice tests can help you. So anyways, guys, I really hope that this website becomes a useful tool for you. It helped me. I had to get my permit twice because I had to remove the automatic restriction that I had from McLean, and because now at ABF they require you to take the test in a manual truck and to have all of your endorsements. So this website for me was a game changer, with it being free and all the different practice tests that they have. All of these kind of really round out, all the questions that they have on the actual test, and it's just really robust. Having the general knowledge, eight practice tests, and like I said, if you can get upwards 80, 90, 100% on multiple of these, you're going to be just fine once you go to the DMV. So again, guys, hope that helps. It is chriscdl.com, and then you just choose your state from the home page there. And yeah, I hope that helps you guys. Pass it along to your friends. Pass it along to your instructors. It's free and it's very useful and helpful. Good luck on your test, guys. Go get them licenses and endorsements, and God bless you all.